Good morning students, how are you? I hope all of you are fine. Today in this class we will discuss about the Himalayas. How can form the Himalayas? Look it in your textbook page number 5. The Himalayan ranges run in the west-east direction in the form of an arch with a distance of about 2400 kilometers. This is India northern part, east, west. So the Himalayas are extends east to north 2400 kilometers. What is the length? The Himalayas are extends from 2400 kilometers east to north. West to north. Okay, west to north 2400 kilometers. Their breadth differs from 500 kilometers in the western region in 200 kilometers in central and eastern region. Their breadth differs from 500 kilometers in the western side. The Himalayan ranges breadth 500 kilometers. 500 kilometers in the western side. In the eastern side and the western side and central 200 kilometers. In the central and eastern side, the Himalayans are 200 kilometers there. It is border in western region. In the western region, you can compare east side and west side. In the western side, the Himalayas are broader because of 500 kilometers. There are also altitudinal variations across the region. So there are also altitudinal. Altitudinal means high variations. High variations in the regions. I mean different areas, different heights are seen there in these mountains. Some areas is a high peak, highest mountains. Some areas is average. Some areas is a low mountains are located. The Himalayas comprise three parallel ranges. The entire Himalayas divided into three types. The entire Himalayas divided how many types? Three types. These ranges are separate with deep valleys and extensive plateaus. Again, these mountains are divided the plateaus and valleys. This is a just like example mountains, Himalayan mountains. So these mountains are separated the valleys. These are valleys. Okay, these mountains are separated the valleys and plateaus. Some valleys are V-shaped, some valleys are U-shaped. Okay, now the mountains separated the some valleys and some plateaus. So these valleys again two types of valleys: V-shaped valleys and U-shaped valleys. The northernmost range is known as Greater Himalayas or Himadri. First mountains are called Greater Himalayas. How many types of Himalayas are there? Three types of Himalayas. First one is the Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas are another name of the Himadri. This range is the most continuous, consisting of the highest peaks with an average elevation of about 6,100 meters above mean sea level. The Greater Himalayas average height how much? 6,100 meters above mean sea level. Sea level how much height much? 6,100 meters. This is the average height. The Greater Himalayas. The Greater Himalayas, the mountains, the ranges, the mountains are located at the highest peaks. Highest mountains are located in this area. So the average height how much? 6,100 meters. Greater Himalayas are composed of snow and ice cover. In this Greater Himalayas totally covered with snow and ice. Covered snow and ice, totally covered with the Himalayas, totally covered with snow and ice. You found glaciers here in these places. Glaciers also here. Glaciers means huge mass of ice and snow. Glaciers means huge mass of ice and snow. So in the Greater Himalayas place, glaciers also located. The seasonal cycle of accumulation of ice, movement and melting of glaciers are the sources for the perennial rivers. In our India, two types of rivers are there. Perennial rivers, non-perennial rivers. Okay, how many types of rivers are there? Two types of rivers. Perennial rivers, non-perennial rivers. Actually, these perennial rivers located at the which place originated perennial rivers? Himalayas. Himalayas originated the perennial rivers. So, what is the main rivers? Perennial rivers. These rivers received the rainwater and also in these places the snow and glaciers melting that. So in the water also received perennial rivers. So seasonally all season 365 days these rivers filled with water. This is a Greater Himalayas topic. Are you understood? The entire Himalayas divided into three types. First, the entire Himalayas divided into three types. First one is the Greater Himalayas. Greater Himalayas or Himadri. So the Greater Himalayas, the average height, the mountain's average height 6,100 meters. The Greater Himalayas totally covered with snow and ice. Again, in this place we found glaciers. The again perennial rivers located. Perennial rivers means Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, Indus. These rivers are called perennial rivers. 365 days all seasons water also available. Next, another one is the Lesser Himalayas. Second one what? Lesser Himalayas. Second one, Lesser Himalayas. The portion of range found south of the Greater Himalayas is called Lesser Himalayas. Greater Himalayas south part. The Greater Himalayas south part. South part is called Lesser Himalayas, which has the most rugged relief. In this place, the Lesser Himalayas, rugged relief means roughed surface. Rugged relief means roughed surface. In this Lesser Himalayas, how can locate it? Rougher surface. Next, these ranges are mainly composed of highly compressed rocks. In this area, totally located different types of rocks, sediment rocks. Okay, and also high and up and down downs are these are located lesser Himalayas. The height ranges from 3,700 to 4,500 meters. How much the average height? The average height 3,700 to 4,500 meters. You can compare Greater Himalayas average height 6,100 meters. The Lesser Himalayas average height 3,700 to 4,500 middle. The height, the mountain's height middle 3,700 to 4,500 meters middle. The Pir Panjal and Mahabharata ranges from the important ranges of this region. In this area, the Lesser Himalayas, some important mountains are there. The Lesser Himalayas, some important ranges are there. What is the ranges? Important ranges. What is the important mountains? The lesser areas. Pir Panjal, and Mahabharata. These are important ranges. Important ranges. Are you understood? The second one is the Lesser Himalayas. The Lesser Himalayas located in the Greater Himalayas south part. Greater Himalayas south part is called Lesser Himalayas. So in the Lesser Himalayas, what is the location? Rugged reliefness. Rugged means rough surface, different types of rocks. Okay now. So the average height 3,700 to 4,500 meters. The Lesser Himalayas. You can compare the Greater Himalayas average height and also Lesser Himalayas average height. Next, in this area, important ranges is there. Important ranges, important mountains. What is the important mountains? Pir Panjal and Mahabharata. These are important mountains. Next, look here. The Lesser Himalaya ranges consist of the famous valley of Kashmir, the Kangra and Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. Again, in this Lesser Himalayan, some famous valleys is there. Okay, now in the Lesser Himalayas areas, some famous valleys are there. What is the famous valleys? Valleys of Kashmir. Next, Kangra and Kulu. Kangra and Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. In Himachal Pradesh, very famous valleys are there. Kangra and Kulu. This region is well known for many hill stations like Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet, etc. and covered by evergreen forest. Again, this Lesser Himalayas also located. The hill stations, famous hill stations also located. What is the hill stations? Very famous. Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, and Ranikhet. These are main hill stations. Famous hill stations. Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital, Ranikhet. These are famous hill stations. At the same time, in these areas located evergreen forest. In this area is located the evergreen forest. So the climate is very cool and lesser pollution. In this area very less pollution also is there. Okay now. Greater Himalayas. First one is the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. Second one is the Lesser Himalayas. The southernmost range of the Himalayas are Sivaliks. Third Himalayas name what? Sivaliks. Sivalik mountains. The Himalayas south part. Himalayas south part. Okay now. South Himalayas south place is called Sivaliks. Sivaliks extended over a width of 10 to 50 kilometers. Okay na? The Sivaliks width how many kilometers? 10 to 50 kilometers. This is width. So the Sivaliks how much width is there? 10 to 50 kilometers and have an altitude varying between 900 and 1100 meters. The altitude means high variations. The how much the average heights in these Sivalik mountains? Average height between 900 to 1100 meters. The average height 900 to 1100 meters. These ranges are called by different names in different regions. Regions means area. In this Sivalik hills, the local areas people call different names. Okay na? In these ranges are called local people different names. Jammu hills in Jammu region. Jammu areas people. Jammu areas people is called Jammu hills. Mishmi hills in Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh people is called Mishmi hills. In Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh. Kachar in Assam. In Assam people is called Kachar. In Assam. Okay na? In the Himalayas south part is called southern side Himalayas is called Sivaliks. In the Sivaliks width 10 to 15 kilometers. 10 to 50 kilometers. The average height just 900 to 1100 meters only. In this Sivalik hills, the local areas people call different names. Jammu people is called Jammu hills and Arunachal Pradesh people is called Mishmi hills and Assam people is called Kachar hills. Kachar. Okay. This part consists of thick gravel and alluvium. So in this Sivalik, how can cover that thick gravel? In the Sivalik area, how can cover thick gravel and alluvium. Alluvium means good fertile land. The Shivalik hills totally covered with thick gravels and also alluvium. Okay. The valleys lying between the lesser Himalayas and Shivalik ranges are called as dunes. Okay. The Himalayas and Shivaliks, the lesser Himalayas and Shivalik Himalayas, between the middle some valleys are there. Some valleys are there. These valleys is called dunes. These valleys is called dunes. Dehradun, Kotli Dune and Patli Dune are some of the prominent dunes. Some of the important dunes are there. That is, what is the important dunes? What is the important dunes? Dehradun, and Kotla Dune, Kotli Dune and Patli Dune. Some of the important dunes. Are you understood? The entire Himalayas divided into how many types? 3 types. First one is the Greater Himalayas or Himadri. These totally covered with snow and ice. How much average height? 6,100 meters. Okay, now next another one is the Lesser Himalayas. The Himalayas south part is called Lesser Himalayas. Lesser Himalayas have been covered rugged reliefness. The average height 3,700 to 4,500 meters. Again, in this Lesser Himalayas, some important ranges, some important mountains are there. That is called Tirpanjal Mountains and Mahabharata Mountains are very famous. Next, in this place, some famous valleys are there. What is the famous valleys? Kashmir valleys and Kangra and Kulu in Himachal Pradesh. And very famous hill stations also located Simla, Mussoorie, Nainital and Ranikhet, etc. Again, this place totally covered with which type of forest? Evergreen forest. Totally this area covered green. Okay, lesser pollution. Less pollution. Next, third one is the Shivaliks. The Himalaya south part is called Shivaliks. So in this Shivaliks, average height just only 900 to 1100 meters. So the Shivaliks, the local areas people, these ranges, these mountains is called different names. In the Jammu areas people is called Jammu Hills, and Arunachal Pradesh people is called Nishmi Hills, and Assam people is called Kachar. Okay, and how can located? The Shivalik Hills, how they are located? Thick gravels and alluvium. So next, Shivaliks ranges and lesser Himalayas, between these some valleys formed that valleys is called dunes. So some important dunes are there: Dehradun, Kotli Dune and Patli Dune. Look at the other paragraph. The easternmost boundary of the Himalayas is the Brahmaputra Valley in Arunachal Pradesh. Beyond the Dihang Valley, the Himalayas take hairpin bend to the south and acts as eastern boundary of India and run through the northern eastern states. These Himalayas is protection in our country. The northern side, the Himalayas are given the protection. How can? The easternmost boundary of the Himalayas is the Brahmaputra Valley. Brahmaputra Valley located the eastern Himalayas eastern side. Okay now. Western Ghats boundary. Boundaries means country to country, middle of the line is called borders. So these mountains also use one type of boundaries. In Arunachal Pradesh, beyond the Dihang Valley, in Arunachal Pradesh, one valley also is there, that is called Dihang. Dihang. Located in Arunachal Pradesh. The Himalayas take hairpin bend to the south and acts as eastern boundary of India. The Himalayas also taken the south. Hairpin bend means just bend. The Himalayas are taken the bend in the which side? The southeastern boundaries. Southeastern side the Himalayas bend through the northern eastern states. These regions are known as Purvanchal. These regions are called Purvanchal ranges. So Purvanchal regions. Regions means ranges. Purvanchal ranges, mountains. And mostly composed of sedimentary and sandstones. How can Purvanchal ranges composed that? Sedimentary. Sedimentary stones and sand. And sandstones. Northeastern states located. These are the Purvanchal ranges located at the northeastern side. Okay. Regionally, the Purvanchal are known as Patka Hills, the Naga Hills, Manipuri Hills, Kashi and Mizo Hills. Again, these Purvanchal mountains, the local areas people call different names. Okay, the local areas people is called, these Purvanchal ranges is called different names. Some areas people is called Patka Hills. Patka Hills, Naga Hills. Some areas people is called Naga Hills. Some areas people is called Manipuri Hills. And Kashi and Mizo Hills. People different. These hills is called different names. Some areas people Patka Hills, some areas people Naga Hills, Manipuri Hills, Kashi and Mizo Hills. Different names are there. Purvanchal ranges. Which side located? The Purvanchal ranges located the northeastern states. Northeastern states located. How can compose this? Sedimentary and sandstones. Okay. Next paragraph. The formation of the Himalayas influences the climate in various ways. In the Indian climate totally depend upon the Himalayas. The Himalayas given the protection, at the same time climate also depend upon the Himalayas. These act as barriers protecting the Great Plains of India from the cold winds of Central Asia during severe winters. In the Central Asian part, the winds are very coolest winds because of polar regions. In this area, polar regions are located, North Pole and South Pole. So these areas climate, which type of climate? Very coolest climate. These winds carry that very coolness. So the Himalayas blocked that. These winds blocked the Himalayas. So the Himalayas given the good climatic situations. The Himalayas are region for summer rains and monsoon types of climate in regions that are beyond the western gates of India. In our country, different types of rains are there. The monsoon types of rains, and in the summer rains are Mamidi Galulu. In people is called Mamurigalu. These rains main cause what? Himalayas. In its absence, this region would have remained drier. In case there is no Himalayas, the northern place totally dry up. One type of desert located. Okay, in case if there is no Himalayas in the northern side, totally that is a desert area. The Himalayan rivers have a perennial flow since these are fed by the glaciers and bring a lot of silt, making these plains very fertile. The perennial rivers, the Himalayans located originated the perennial rivers, Indus, Ganga, Brahmaputra. These rivers are called perennial rivers. These rivers received so much water, again flowed so many kilometers. The rivers travel long distance. So these perennial rivers carry that silt, sand, mud, again deposited the northern place. So in the northern areas formed a good fertile plain areas. Okay, now very extensive plain areas formed in the northern areas. Northern side. The Himalayan rivers have a perennial flow since these are fed by the glaciers and bring a lot of silt, making these plains very fertile. The northern side, the northern side plain areas is a good fertility lands, good alluvium soil. This is the Himalayan topic. Are you understood? Next, second major division, Indo-Gangetic Plain. What is the second major division? The Indo-Gangetic Plain. Indo-Gangetic Plain. The intersection of the three Himalayan rivers, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra and their tributaries resulted in the formation of Greater Northern Plain. So, in the perennial rivers, three main perennial rivers are there. The Himalayans located these perennial rivers located the Himalayan ranges. What is that perennial rivers? Indus, Ganga river and Brahmaputra. These are perennial rivers. Always filled with water. Always 365 days, all seasons, water also available. I mean, not dry up. These rivers not dry up. Again, Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra rivers, some tributaries is there. Tributaries. So these tributaries form a plains. Look here. In the beginning, about 20 million years ago, it was a shallow basin that was gradually filled with varied alluvial soil that these rivers brought from the Himalayas. Okay, in the northern side, 20 million years ago, actually that is a shallow basin, not a deep. Shallow basin means, okay, now. This type of basins also formed the northern side. But day by day, yearly, these are totally filled with these day by day. These shallow basins totally filled with soil. Now present. These are a good plain areas. How can farmer that? These rivers and tributaries. That rivers tributaries carry that the silt and alluvial soil carry that deposited in this place deposited. So now present these are a good plain areas, good fertility areas. It was a shallow basin that was gradually filled with varied elevated soil that these rivers brought from the Himalayas. Himalayas carry that. These rivers carry the Himalayas good fertility soil. Okay now. The Indo-Gangetic plains broadly consist of three divisions. The Indo-Gangetic plains divided into the three different parts. Three parts. First one is the western part. Second one is the central part. Third one is the eastern part. Okay. The Indo-Gangetic plains broadly divided into the three parts. First one is the western part, central part, and eastern part. The western part was formed by the Indus and its tributaries. How can form the western part? The Indus and Indus tributaries. Do you know the Indus tributaries? The Jhelum, Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas, and Satluj flowing from the Himalayas. What is the main tributaries? Indus. Jhelum, second one is the Chenab, third one is the Ravi, fourth one is the Beas, fifth one is the Satluj, these are main tributaries. Indus River main tributaries. Most of the Indus River basin is located in Pakistan, leaving minor portion of Punjab and Haryana plains in India. Most of the Indus River, most of the part located the Pakistan. Okay na? Most of the Indus River located the Pakistan. But some portion, just only some portion are there in India, Punjab and Haryana. In India, a very small part located Punjab and Haryana states. These are plain areas in India, but most of the part located the Pakistan. In this region, the Doab features dominate the fertile land between the two rivers. So, in this area, Doab features are dominated. Doab means two rivers middle of the part is called Doab. Doab means two rivers middle of the part is called Doab. Okay now. This is a western part of India. Okay now. Western part, how can form that? Indus tributaries. Indus main tributaries what? Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, Satluj. These tributaries carried that. These tributaries deposited the good fertile soil, especially most of the part in the Pakistan country, in our India, the small part Punjab and Haryana states. These are good fertility lands, good plain areas. I understood. Remaining part we will discuss about the next class. Thank you so much.